Okay, now this story is about slurs, my favorite topic. Okay, I love slurs.
Is there like a crazy fucking Twitch mod?
Ooh, N-word dropped, N-word dropped. We have got the N-word dropping on Twitter. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Got a 14-day suspension for hateful conduct.
White boys love fucking saying like cracker is the same as the N-word, cracker is the same as the N-word, right?
I can go to China and go around and call everyone the C-word. Base.
That's not what I said, you dumb cracker.
Treat them like retarded children. Missing out.
I mean, you know, Destiny isn't necessarily someone I would look to as a paragon of virtue when it comes to, like, using slurs. I recall saying I've never dated white guys. I've got Pandora's box, but it's full of slurs. You want me to open it? I will. I'm going to put a sign up that says no Asians, no Jews, no blacks on my stream. A lot of lefties are absolute dumb f***s when it comes to racism. Let's have a little butchers at this, shall we? Let's have a little Billy Butchers at this. I love the old swipe. So just to explain what's going to happen, because someone in chat said they wanted to come on and talk, I think, because of some of their takes. I'm gonna be nice to everyone today. I'm in a great mood. But what I'll do is I've got, like, obviously to tell you all about the drama. I'm gonna give my takes, okay, and then if you disagree with me, I mean, you know. If there's literally no one that wants to talk to me that disagrees with me, I don't know what I'll do then. But generally, if you disagree with me, you're more than welcome to come on. Oh, hey, Skipper from Twitter, how's it going? And we'll have a chat about it. And it'll be a friendly chat. It's not going to be too vicious, okay? We're going to have a little friendly chat about things. It's all gravy, okay? Anyway, listen, enough of this. Let's get into this drama, okay? So I spoke a bit about this yesterday, but we're going to do a more precise piece on this now. We've got some clips to react to. And then if anyone's got any big disagreements with me, they can come on and, yeah, we can talk about what we disagree on and what you think. And it'll be fun. It'll be good. Okay? So, what's the story? Okay? Now, this story is about slurs, my favourite topic. Okay? I love slurs. But what it basically is very simple. Okay? I'm going to play this clip. This, I believe, is the clip that started it all off, okay? So, let's begin with this.
Wait, what? Fizz got suspended too?
Fizz got suspended, oh no!
What is going on? Wait, is there... Bro, what is happening right now? Is there like a fucking crazy... Is there like a crazy fucking Twitch mod? Or right now, they're just like is banning every single one of my mods right now, deactivating their accounts. What the fuck is going on? I die rep Staten Island for me?
No, it wasn't about you. It was about the discourse in general. Because the thing is with Twitter is when you want to get, if you give I don't like doing serious takes. I try and do a bit of sarcasm or a bit of a meme or something like that. I don't like doing serious takes on Twitter, so I just try and come up with a meme, you know. Anyway, so. What's the situation? Okay, so the situation here is that basically these mods apparently got banned for using a certain word that begins with a C that's used to refer to white people, okay? So let's put it like that, okay? Let's put it like that. Now, before I go any further... Wait, what's this? What's this? N-word dropped. I can't play it on stream if it's an N-word. What is it? Ooh, N-word dropped. N-word dropped. We have got the N-word dropping on Twitter. We have got the N-word dropping on Twitter. Let's go. Damn, it's popping off. I can't share it on stream because I don't know if I'll get in any trouble for it. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Let's go. Okay, we're on to the next level now of this discourse. Destiny's friend did. Okay, it's A. It's with an A. It's a soft M word. Okay, it's in quotes too, so presumably it's yeah. Anyway, we'll get to that. Okay, we'll get to that. That's later on in the drama. Okay, damn, this drama's moving so quickly. This is like breaking news. Okay, so listen up, everyone. Okay. I need to fill you in. I'm a storyteller. I like a good narrative. So let's start from the beginning, okay? So Hasan's Mods got banned, apparently for saying the C word. I've got to be careful just in case. which is a word, a slur used to refer to white people, right? Now I'm gonna plant my flag pretty firmly and say straight away, before I get into this, the word cracker is a slur. Like, it just is, definitionally a slur. Obviously, it's not to say it's as bad as other slurs that exist. Obviously, some slurs are worse than others. Okay. But yeah, it's definitionally a slur. To be clear as well, I don't really care if you call me that word. I literally don't care. You can call me that all you want. It doesn't bother me. It's not about it bothering me. It's not about me caring. It's not about me being upset by it. It's just about accepting what slur means. Now, people for some reason seem to think that slur means a no-no word, or a word that's so bad you can't ever say it, or something like that, right? It's really weird, right? People act like, oh, I've got this list of words in my head that are really bad and I shouldn't say, and they're the slur words, but these ones I can say, so they're not slurs. It literally makes no sense. Like, and the thing I'd ask people is, how do you define slurs to capture all of the words that you think should be captured and not capture the words that you don't think should be captured? That's the key thing here. I don't need to prove anything. Go and look up the definition of what slur means. A slur just means, it's like another word for almost like insult or something like that. It doesn't mean, oh, a super bad word that you can never say for social reasons. That's just the definition of slur. And if you want to go by a different definition, okay, how is it a semantics debate? Okay, we'll speak in a minute, Pete. Don't worry. You can come and show yourself up on my stream shortly. Don't worry. It's not a semantics debate. That's what slur means, and yeah, exactly. An insinuation or allegation about someone that is likely to insult them or damage their reputation. It doesn't need, you know. And if you want to go by your definition of what a slur is, that's fine. You explain to me what your definition of slur is.
Welcome to Chud.
Thanks very much for the sub.
Charcuterie pride.
But bear in mind, you'll have to define it in such a way. You'll have to define it in such a way so that you ensure that it captures all of the words that you want it to and doesn't capture the ones you don't want it to. And that's where you're going to have a difficulty. That is where you're going to have great difficulty, because it's almost impossible to define slur in such a way as to capture the words that you're thinking of and not capture the words you're not thinking of, yeah? It's literally impossible, but good luck with it. Give it a go, see how you get on. Maybe write it out in crayon or something like that, I don't know. But yeah, now, just because we accept that something is a slur, just because you're saying something is a slur, doesn't mean that you're saying it's like as bad as other slurs, right? Not all slurs are created equal, okay? And of course, there's historical context to these things. There's obviously some words that you say that have got a lot more, you know, oomph, a lot more power, a lot more, you know, they're a lot more offensive, a lot more insulting, a lot more upsetting, a lot more racist, etc. than other words. Do you see what I mean? Like, I don't understand why this is an argument about whether it's a slur or not. It definitionally is. But that's not a comment or to say... That's not a comment or to say that it's as bad as other. It's just accepting that's what it is, you know. So we have to operate, you know, from that place in order to kind of move forward in this discussion. Do you see what I mean? Because otherwise it's not going to work, and you're just going to insist it's not a slur, and I'm going to say, well, yes, it is. Look at the definition, and you're going to go, oh, but I don't define it like that. Okay, how do you define it? And you're going to get stuck, because I'm telling you. You cannot define slur in a way that captures the words that you're concerned about and doesn't capture the words that you're not, okay? It's impossible. Good luck, though. Good luck with that. Now, in terms of Twitch, okay, it's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward, right? Now, I'll be honest with you, right? I think that, you know, there's obviously certain words which aren't as bad as others. So it's a bit weird to, like, ban someone for using the word. Depends on the context. Maybe they were saying other things as well. But yeah, it's pretty clear in the hateful conduct policy. Using hateful slurs, either untargeted or directed towards another individual, we allow certain words or terms which might otherwise violate our policy to be used in an empowering way or as terms of endearment when such intent is clear. We also make exceptions in music, as long as and singing along to music. Oh my god! You can sing along to music and say slurs and not get in trouble. I'll have to remember that little trick. I'll have to remember that little loophole for the future, okay? Because that's a banger. Twitch has weighed in. Let's go. You know what must be done. Okay. What rap song has got the most N-words in? Someone link me to that and we'll have a little sing-song, okay? Anyway, listen. The DMCA will probably still apply anyway. In fact, it's quite funny. You probably get in more trouble for DMCA than you would do for saying the N-word whilst you're singing along to it. Once there's enough ticks in the box, I'm going to rap. As long as the song itself is not hateful and the slurs are not combined with other discriminating or denigrating content, okay? So it says here, look. Entering a chat and spamming a slur, targeting an individual with a slur based on a protected characteristic in chat. So, you know, slur in profile and calling another player a slur in anger while streaming. But in any case, it seems like Twitch's terms of service are pretty clear here. Whilst I think that someone getting banned is probably excessive for this instance, dependent on the circumstances, it's clear Twitch are just being consistent. And my understanding is that the actual bots that moderate Twitch chat, because obviously they use bots to moderate some of this stuff, I think that word is part of their list of words that they use to like yeet people or whatever, right? Does anyone have a disagreement or issue with what I've said so far? I think this is pretty clear cut. I don't think there's any real disagreement here, okay? So, listen, I know some of you are getting a bit brave in chat. All I'll say is this, be careful, okay? And genuinely I mean this. A mutual of mine, Anarcho-Breadism, got a 14-day suspension for hateful conduct. And I think this is from when they were in my chat yesterday, right? They were in my chat yesterday. I think this is where this is from, okay? But what I thought was funny is they had a few here. So they had posting a combination of words and emotes in chat to promote denigration based on race. Praising or supporting a hate crime. What? And this is the best one of all. This is the best one of all. Advocating for the exclusion of a group of people based on their disability. What was that about? I don't know what that bit was. He's got quite the rap sheet, hasn't he? On this suspension. He's got quite the rap sheet. Oh my god. Anyway, look, you can tell here the flavour of what Twitch are going for. Posting a combination of so denigration based on race. They don't want people to be denigrated based on their race. I don't know, it seems pretty straightforward to me. You know, I don't know exactly what was said. I don't know if this is like legit or not in terms of fairness, but my take on TOS is pretty simple, okay? TOS can be annoying and it can be unfairly applied sometimes and all this stuff. We know this, right? But if it's clear that Twitch are going a certain direction in terms of how they're moderating their TOS and stuff, you've kind of just got to go along with it. You've kind of just got to follow the rules. Do you know what I mean? As best you can. Obviously, there's times when people are treated really unfairly, and I think we need to like focus on that and talk about that. But broadly speaking, my perspective is, yeah, if they're going to come down hard on people for any, any bad no-no words, then yeah, just be careful. You know what I mean? It's one of those things you kind of just got to live with as a creator, as a chatter. I mean, it's up to you. It's how much you value your account, I guess. We'll need a memorial for the brave accounts that were lost in the 2021 Slur Discourse war. Yeah, correct. Okay, so we've got some more clips then. So basically, simple start, okay?
Here it is.
So Hasan's mods got yeeted for using this word. And then Hasan has now doubled down, tripled down, etc., etc., etc. So let's see what Hasan's initial take is here with Pokemon, and we'll go from there.
Here it is.
Cracker is not a slur. 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 Sussy.
Is it? Is it not?
It's not.
It's not?
No, of course not.
Oh, hey, Dr. Butler. Oh, sorry to hear that.
Is
What you said is so.
Dr. Butler got banned from YouTube for the spicy meme that he made about me, which is really unfortunate. I'm really sorry about that. It was a great meme. Icarus.
Cracker is has even in its etymology, it's something I've talked about so many times too, because it's like white boys love fucking saying like cracker is the same as the N-word, cracker is the same as the N-word, right?
Okay, I'll pause it there. Are there people? Because I don't think, you know, obviously cracker isn't as bad as the N-word. I don't believe it to be as bad as the N-word from like a social perspective. Who? Okay, find me people who are saying that. Okay. Right, if you really believe that people are saying that, okay, I want to see people that are saying that calling someone a cracker is as bad as calling someone the N-word, okay? Let me see. I need to see with my own eyes, okay? No, Twitch isn't saying that, actually. Twitch isn't saying that at all. Just because they're enforcing TOS consistently doesn't mean they're making a value judgment of, like, what these slurs are.
Just say cashier instead, Chud troll.
There are obviously going to be words that Twitch enforce TOS on when it comes to things that aren't as bad as the N-word that people get banned for. So I don't know where this argument comes from that Twitch are treating both words the same. I don't think that holds up much weight at all, honestly. They're just applying they're just because the problem here's a genuine question for you. If you genuinely believe that Twitch are putting them on the same level, okay, and whatnot, right? Can I call Italians racial slurs? And if not, why not? Think about that one for a second, okay? There's a racial slur for an Italian or Italian descendant person that begins with a W, okay? Am I allowed to say that? Can I call Italian people that? And if not, why can't I? There's something to think about, okay? Anyway, let's continue with this clip. I'll break your knees. By the way, just to be clear, I'm not like a slur user, okay? As much as I like to meme about it. I don't really use slurs, really. I definitely don't use them as like an angry insult to someone. Maybe some misogynistic ones a little bit, but not too bad.
It's really stupid. It's not like the etymology of the word is different. Like cracker means literally whip cracker. It comes from whip cracker. So the power still is in the hands of the white person in that situation.
Well, there's two. I mean, there's two problems with that. One is that the etymology of that word is debated. It's not. That's one concept or theory of where the word came from. But there's other definitions of it too. So, for example, one concept of his etymology is that it actually came from poor white farmers, and they'd eat cracked corn. I don't know what that is, but they'd eat cracked corn rather than like proper corn, I guess. So that's another kind of concept of where it came from. I think someone linked something from the Wikipedia, but there is not a complete consensus on the etymology of the word. Like many words, it's a bit uncertain of exactly where it came from. So yeah. And also the other problem I've got as well is I don't like this argument of like just focusing on the etymology of a word. I don't think that's always relevant. Okay, let me give you an example. Does anyone in here have a problem with if I looked at a black person and said, "Oh, look, there goes a jogger"? What would you think about that? I'm pretty sure you'd be like, "Oh, what you mean he goes running?" Nothing. Exactly, Shamglin. That's my point, right? That's exactly my point, okay? So the point I'm making there is if you look at the etymology of the word jogger, you're not going to find anything in there, presumably, I don't imagine, of racism. Like, jogger is just a word used to mean someone that jogs or a runner, right? But after the Ahmed Albury case, it was popularized on 4chan and used in replacement of the N-word as a contextual racial slur, because people said that Ahmed Albury was out jogging, and there was this narrative that he wasn't actually, he was a thief. So it's deep cut, but it's basically suggesting a level of dishonesty or thievery or whatever, but doing it in a very subtle way, okay? So the point I'm making is it's not always relevant or good to like just focus on the etymology of a word, because, for example, if someone were to call a black person a jogger, and you were to say, hang on a sec, what are you calling them that for? You're using that as a slur. You can be like, what are you talking about? The etymology of jogger is just someone who runs da-da-da-da-da. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And often, and this is why context is so important when you're looking at this stuff. You know, to understand, like, well, what is someone actually saying? You know, what is someone actually saying when they say jogger? Do they mean jogger, or do they mean it in terms of like the way that 4chan use it to refer to someone? Yeah, you get me? It's about intent. It's about how it's being used, etc., right? You know, broadly speaking. So yeah, I don't like this argument of, oh, just it's about the etymology and all this stuff. I think that's kind of silly. You know, words can sometimes, you know, adapt their meaning depending on how they're used in the general consensus.
Whereas the N-word is dehumanizing.
Demons, no purpose, flour, cornstarch, crusaders.
And yeah, even if that's true, it doesn't make it any less of like a definitionally being a slur, you know?
Salt shakers, expired cheese, marshmallow, minions, unwhipped cream, garlic, goblins.
I get it.
Yeah, Viv, sure, I agree. It can be one part of the argument, but I don't think it gives you the full understanding or knowledge to assess whether, like, you know, a word is a slur, right? I think, you know, we've already discussed what a slur is. But also I think that, like, if you just talk about the etymology of a word, you're giving ammo for people to turn around and go, I'm not saying a slur, I'm not saying a slur. What do you mean? I'm just saying this, you know? You think about how many people say, oh, you're an F slur, and people are like, what the hell? And you're like, oh, I mean bundle of sticks or cigarette. Actually, it means this. Do you know what I mean? Well, no, I'm sure Hasan isn't, because Hasan's an absolute moron, and he's not thought this through, and he doesn't realise that there's no definition of slur that you can come to that would exclude what he's excluding whilst including everything he wants to include. That's impossible. You can't do it. Listen, Pete, I know you're getting a bit excited in chat. We'll be able to speak soon. Don't worry about it. I'm not saying that is etymology. I'm saying that people can use etymology to obfuscate the true nature of what they're doing with their language. And they would point to the etymology of the word jogger in order to defend using it as a racial slur. Try and keep up. Okay, so there we go. We've got Hasan's take there, okay? And then we've got this bonus meme, okay? We've got this bonus meme, which I found.
What do you think about the word cracker?
The what?
The word cracker.
What do I think about the word cracker?
2 of my mods got banned for saying cracker yesterday in a sequence of like 3 minutes.
This fucking guy. I don't use it personally.
Oh.
I'd rather describe people with things that aren't just broad stroke derogatory.
Okay, Viv. Let's have a look. Viv's come up with a definition, she reckons. A derogatory word or phrase specifically intended to denigrate someone for the status as a marginalised person. Great, so I can call Italian people the W word, can I? I can go and call Italian people the W word. Is that okay? Because they're not marginalised, are they? Italian people aren't marginalised. I can call them the W word, no problems then. You giving me the green light, Viv? That's fucking based. That's fucking based. I'm up for that. Let's go!
Terms based off the color of their skin.
Okay.
It's
What do you
not
think
a
about the
slur.
word cracker?
If I call an Italian person the W word, that's not a slur now. How based is that? I can go to China and go around and call everyone the C word. Based. Oh my god, this is excellent news. I'm so happy. And it's not a slur because I'm in China. Fantastic. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy.
The what?
The word cracker.
What do I think about
Do you
the word
see
cracker?
my point? You can't do it. It's impossible. You can't do it.
My mods got banned for saying cracker yesterday. In
Yeah,
a
going over
sequence
to Nigeria and calling everyone the M word. And if people get annoyed, I could be like, I'm the minority here. I can call you that, no problem. It's not a slur. What are you talking about?
of like 3 minutes.
This fucking guy. I don't use it personally.
Oh.
I'd rather describe people with things that aren't just broad stroke derogatory terms based off the color of their skin.
Okay. What do you think about the word cracker?
Ooh.
The word cracker.
I feel like this is clip chimped, but did you hear that at the end? Oh, hey, Heem, how's it going? What's this take? Is it TOS? Oh, yeah. Okay, this is banging.
You're not allowed to use that word. Why would you say that? You can't say that. I'm racist. Okay? I'm a racist.
Based. Oh, dear. I can't even ask Smith his perspective without people being like epic takedown, even though I know what his answer was, as I mentioned immediately after the clip cut out. So was he clip chimped? Oh, hey, Dario, how's it going? So was he clip chimped or what? What's the deal?
Why it's not the same in the video that you refused to watch and just wrote that argument against? Who are you arguing against? Who asked? Who said this? Did I say, oh my God, saltine cracker? Like, people are just bitter because it's saltine cracker. That's not what I said, you dumb cracker bitch.
Damn, Hasan's getting tilted. Listen, partners the size of Hasan get so much slack, it's unbelievable. Haven't like big streamers even like used the N-word on stream and like managed to swerve a ban? I think that's happened sometimes, hasn't it? Like really big streamers. Hasan said the N-word on stream once. Wait, seriously? Is that true? I thought you're not allowed to say it ever. Anyway, there we go. Right, what's next? What's next on the agenda? We got some more clips, I think. Oh, we got Destiny's take here. Let's see what Destiny's got to say.
You don't have many black people. Where's your privilege? You don't feel that privilege. So when it's just irritating because like when left-leaning people talk to marginalized groups, they treat them like retarded children, missing half. Like you're so stupid. You don't. I know. Like we're gonna be so nice to you. Like you can't control your emotions. You can't help how you interpret anything. Like everything is offensive to you. Everything's blah blah blah. But then when they look at white people, like, oh, we should be able to call you cracker ass, cracker motherfucker. But you should understand that these things because you have all the class privilege and because of all the institutionalized privilege and the intersectional privilege. You should understand. It's like, well, what the? Wait, why would you?
Listen. When he's right, he's right. Okay. When he's right, he's right. This is absolutely something I've observed myself. This is 100% something I've observed myself. Right. He just used an ableist slur. I mean, yeah, sure, but you know, just because he used to listen, listen. It got a bit spicy, sure, okay, but then he said the C slur, so he balanced it out, okay. Don't worry about it. He said the C slur, so he balanced it out. Also, isn't Destiny himself, you know? Isn't Destiny himself, that word that he said that everyone didn't like? Isn't Destiny himself that? I think, but I think that the thing I'd say as well, though, is like, I mean, you know, Destiny isn't necessarily someone I would look to as a paragon of virtue when it comes to, like, using slurs. Do you know what I mean? I'm not looking at Destiny and going, Who in the Twitch space shall I go to who is the best behaved when it comes to like using slurs, etc.? Let's go to Destiny, shall we? Like, no, obviously not, right? But the broader point he's making is correct. But yeah, no, I think this is absolutely true. Yes, I know about the N-word tweet, okay?
Welcome to Chud Nation.
How's it going, Joe? Correct. Don't go to Destiny about slurs. Refer to Bad Bunny. If you want expertise in slurs, Bad Bunny's got some logs you can refer to, and it gives you some. You might even find some new ones that you've not heard of before that you can use. How about that? You might even get some lessons. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, my point. Yeah, I think there's a difference. There was obviously a difference. It's like the classic example, isn't it? You know, if I'm sat in the car singing along to a rap song, I don't listen to rap music for obvious reasons. Okay. But if I did and I said the N-word, I wouldn't be racist, you know? Why not? Because I don't like music with vocals in sometimes. Jesus Christ. What did you think I meant? Oh my God, chat, you got racism on the brain, I'm telling you. Chill out. I don't like the vocals, okay? Don't ask me why I don't like the vocals. No, I'm just kidding. Listen, I can keep that meme going for a long time, all right? I can keep that meme going for a very long time, but I do actually listen to some rap music sometimes, but I don't know. I always feel a bit cringe because I was about as white as it gets. To be honest with you, as a very woke white person, I get extremely uncomfortable when I hear the N-word uttered. So I tend not to listen to it. You know. I listen to Zuby. I do listen to rap music. I listen to Zuby because he doesn't say the N-word ever, so it's much easier for me. Okay. I'll listen to Euro House only. Anyway, listen. Come on, let's crack on. So, let's continue.
Like a white person to have like 50 million years of sociological knowledge imbued in their fucking mind, and then treat every single like marginalized person as like a 4-year-old child that needs you to hold their hand through all of life. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, either everybody's pretty dumb, which is true, or everybody's like a fucking academic sociologist that has like a thorough understanding of like intersectionality in the West. You don't feel like you have a fucking
Guys.
Yeah, that's the clip I wanted to listen to. Yeah, sure. Most people aren't going to have an understanding, like a sociological understanding of language or whatever. Like, you know, people are going to know from culturally that saying the N word is like, you know, pretty bad, and you shouldn't do it really because you get in trouble or whatever. But they're not necessarily going to know why, and they're not going to know about all this other slur discourse. Anyway, so that was Destiny's take on it. And yeah, I more or less agree with what you said there in terms
Welcome
of
to Chud Nation.
you know, what the fuck was that? I think that was my other thing. But yeah, I more or less agree with what he says there. I think there is a problem with that. You know, where there's this idea that, oh, if you're a minority, you can't possibly understand. But if you're white, you should know straight away. To be honest with you, I think he made his point even better because he used that word. I think it made it even stronger. Do you know what I mean? Okay, right, go on, let's crack on. Okay, this is a great thread. This is a great thread, okay? You ready for this one? Who saw this? Who saw this thread, okay? This is like one of those ones where it just keeps getting better and better and better, okay? Are you ready? So it starts off here. Hey guys, I'm being bullied for... Who is this person anyway? Who is this? They're a blue check. That's the first sign of trouble. They're a blue check mark. Okay. Are they, what, they're a streamer or something? Pretty big streamer. Great streamer. Big streamer, one of Hasan's friends. Okay. So anyway, it starts off here, right? It starts off fairly low-key, all right? She's throwing out some lame-ass insult for white people. Hey, guys, I'm being bullied for making fun of no-purpose flour. That means white people, by the way. Right, okay, good one. Well done. Good one. Listen. Okay. Oh my god, I nearly said a misogynistic slur. I've got to be careful because I don't know how much Twitch are taking it seriously, right? Okay, if you want to start coming up with dumbass words to describe me, I've got a couple of words to describe you. Okay,
During the
but we won't go there.
Brass instruments began to develop
What is
into the
this?
instruments we know and recognize today. The earliest known curved trumpets were developed in southern Europe during the early 15th century, which was followed by the folded and slide trumpets. These early instruments had wide interval spacing between notes due to their acoustic characteristics. This is why white people are called honkies.
That's interesting. I'm not sure if that's true, but thank you very much for the bits nonetheless. You always learn something on my stream, okay? So anyway, so it starts off here. I'm being bullied for making fun for no purpose flour. Here's an entertaining me feeling. Feel free to upvote or downvote as you please, okay? And then it goes on. Here's a direct link. And then it goes on. To give some context, I have indeed discriminated against white people for their use of cinnamon and spices that maybe the white people rant some users are referring to. Okay? It doesn't really bother me that much. Fair enough. But then there's more. But then, folks, with an X, because I'm very woke. Then, folks, there's more. I don't know if this counts, but probably seared into the memory of some Redditors. I recall saying I've never dated white guys. And I find Asian guys hotter. And some people got really offended and took it personally to go out of their way to say I hate white people and will never date a white guy. Right, okay. So we're getting a little bit more insight now, okay? We're getting a little bit more insight into maybe what's going on here, okay? Oh no! I always find it very weird. I don't care what identity or race or whatever you're talking about. I always find it weird when people like exclude vast groups of people from their dating pool for this sort of reason, you know? It's like when people say, "Oh, I'd never date a black person." And you're like, "Why?" Well, because often they say that and you're like, that sounds a bit racist, but I won't judge too harshly, okay? I won't judge too harshly, right? And then you say, oh, okay, why is that? And then they go on to say the most racist thing you've ever heard in your life, you know? This was a big drama at the time in like the house I used to live in, right? But this fella was dating this girl, and we were at the party, with this party, all a bit drunk, and she said I'd never date black people, right? And we were like, why? And then she went on to say because, and then basically described very stereotypical facial traits that apparently black people have. And it was like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty racist. That's pretty racist, to be honest. Like, and then she was like, no, it's not. What are you talking about? I just don't like guys with, you know, X, Y, and Z. And it's like, oh my God. No, Tommy, that wasn't that. No, but yeah, it was just like, it was just, you know, and it caused this big drama. And basically, they're still together now. I actually met up with the fella a few weeks ago for a drink, for a beer, but they're still together now. But at the time, it was this massive drama because this lad is like quite like progressive and stuff. So he was a bit like, what the hell? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, just a little tale for you. I always find it a bit weird, champ. Okay. Now, as you can imagine. Okay. Maybe people fit their idea of racism or discrimination against white people. I don't know. It's a bit weird to just exclude people from your dating pool based on, like, you know, the colour of their skin. I don't know. It's kind of weird to me. But there we go. Okay. Having preferences is fine, but it's when you exclude a vast group of people just because of some trait they have like that is weird. I think the reason that people exclude based on gender is because of the way society is. I think that in reality, I think that we'd probably be more willing to date other people that we wouldn't. We would find. So I think there's people we probably find attractive, but we don't date because of like stringent gender roles that often are like, especially on dating apps, are often enforced. But I'm fairly certain that there's people out there you would date. I mean, we're pretty woke in this chat. But out there's probably people that people would date, but they don't because they're worried about being perceived as gay because they're a man or whatever, you know? Yeah. I think there's some people like that. I think my perspective is just date whoever you find attractive and leave it at that. I don't know. Do you think it's weird I want a beautiful woman to carry on my Aryan genetics? Yeah, it's kind of odd, not going to lie. Getting some low-key Hitler vibes. But attraction, listen, attraction is a complicated thing. Anyway. Wait. John, is it these logs? John, listen, you know me. I'm all over it. So this is her logs, okay? Redditors are mad because if you can't call people the N-word, you can't call white people the C-word. Yeah, because, say it on stream, the fact you can just say that but not the N-word, omega lol, you seem very sensitive, like white fragility, snow roaches. Oh, it's the other way round. Sorry, it's the other way round. I make fun of white people all the time. This is not a white people space. Sorry, snow roaches, white fragility. Like, you seem very sensitive to the term omega lol. The fact you can just say it but not the N-word. Say it on stream. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. You get the idea. So look, here's the thing, right? I genuinely don't have a problem with being called anything. I've got, you know, it's all orthodox back, right? But I do find it really weird when people base an insult on some sort of dehumanizing characteristic or some sort of dehumanizing thing. Calling people roaches, like humans being described as cockroaches, okay, has been used since time immemorial as a level of dehumanization. And I just am against that. I think that's just fucking dumb. You know? Imagine calling people cockroaches and then... This is what annoys me about this discourse, right? Is what these people want is basically just the ability to just fucking insult you on the terms they think is acceptable. And if you complain, you're being fragile or you're being racist. And it's like, no, motherfucker, you're being a dick to me, so I'll be a dick to you. Fuck you. Do you know what I mean? Like, fuck that shit. I'm not going to sit there and have someone call me a fucking snow roach. You can get the fuck out of here with that shit. If you want to hit me with this, I got some stuff I can hit you with too. I'm not sure you want to open Pandora's box, okay? I've got Pandora's box, but it's full of slurs. You want me to open it, I will, okay? But let's not go down that route. Let's try and treat each other with a bit of respect. And the other problem you've got as well, and this is my big problem with the discourse, okay, is... this, like I say, I'm not bothered by it really. Like, I'm not bothered by, like, someone calling me, like, a whatever. But, like, I don't like essentializing people based on, like, traits that they have, you know? Because someone in chat earlier said it's about whiteness. This isn't about whiteness, right? What this is, it's about looking at someone's skin color and making a judgment or assessment based on the color of their skin. Yeah? Or you're suggesting that they've got some sort of essential trait or traits that exist because of the color of their skin. And I just think that's just silly. I don't think we should do that. I don't think we should do that. I think oh, hey Danabo. I think we ought to, you know, not do that stuff. I just think it's kind of cringe. I think we can do better than that, you know? Yes, Sanzi, exactly. But yeah, it's what I'm saying, it's not to do with like whiteness, you know? It's to do with just like interpersonal like shit, right? And I think the other problem you've got as well, this is kind of weird as well. This is not a white people space. I'm going to say that about my stream from now on. I'm going to say, oh, sorry, no Chinese people allowed or whatever. Do you know what I mean? No Asians. I'm going to put a sign up that says no Asians, no Jews, no blacks on my stream. What about that? How about that? What do you reckon? You reckon I'll get away with that? I guess I'll leave now. No Dutch people. It's just so weird to me that people just act like this is like just a normal thing to do. And you know, I don't even watch this person, but it's just like why even say that? You know what I mean? Like how like it's crazy to me that people would just say this and be like, yeah, there's no issue there. Actually, listen, there is actually, okay. Let me tell you this, okay? Slavs can leave as well, okay? Now there is this thing, right? Honestly, I wonder if some of these people think that like maybe just white people don't have any feelings. Maybe they just don't feel anything. Maybe they don't have any emotions. And there's like no way you can upset them. Or something like that. I don't know. Do you want to know the truth of this? Do you want to know the real truth about all of this discourse? People want to be able to justify being shitty to other people and act like it's fine because it's woke or whatever. It's the Huxley quote. This is what this discourse is. This is exactly what this is typical. This is typical of this, okay? It's absolutely typical. People want to be able to justify being shitty to other people in some way so they don't feel bad about being a shitty dickhead. It honestly is that simple. Because if you say, oh, this word that I'm using to insult you with isn't a slur, therefore it's acceptable, you're justifying just being a dick to that person, right? Especially if that person has said, I don't like being referred to in that way. You can't read it? Don't worry, I'll read it for you. It's all good. Exiting the Vampire Castle is my other go-to, right? But yeah, for sure. The surest way to work up a crusade in favour of some good cause is to promise people they will have the chance of maltreating someone. To be able to destroy with good conscience. To be able to behave badly and call your bad behaviour righteous indignation. This is the height of psychological luxury, the most delicious of moral treats. I know it's a bit of a wordy one. I know it's a leftist meme. But this quote is spot on as far as I'm concerned, okay? This quote is absolutely spot on. And this is exactly what's happening in this discourse, you know? This is exactly what's happening in this discourse. Is people are trying to find ways to justify their shitty behaviour. And if you make out like, oh, well, I'm doing it and it's, you know, it's progressive, actually. Or something like that. Yes, Third Fig, exactly. Third Fig's bang on the money as well. This is actually why anti-Semitism had such a force in Europe, because it had the false impression of being counter-hegemonic. Exactly. But the reality is, anti-Semitism affects working class Jewish people more than it does anyone else. The people that have been murdered, they weren't all, you know what I mean? This meme of Jewish people controlling society perpetuates this stuff, when in reality it's working class people that are affected by it primarily. And this is why the you know, it's important to you know, consider that. Anyway, there we go. Do you want to know the other problem as well? Here's the real take, yeah? A lot of lefties are absolute dumb fucks when it comes to racism. They don't actually understand it, okay? They don't actually fucking understand it at all. And they literally view it on very stupid lines, right? They literally just think black, white, and that's it. Maybe Asian thrown in there as well. That's their fucking analysis of race, okay? There was, on Twitter a little while ago, okay, there was a woman who was an Irish traveller, okay? Now, an Irish traveller is like an ethnic group of Ireland, okay? But she looks white. She's got white skin, right? And there were lots of lefty Americans that were mocking this person because they were on Twitter or on a video and they were talking about experiencing racism. And people were mocking them, saying, how can they be a victim of racism? They're white. And you're like, you just don't fucking get it, do you? You're so fucking sheltered in your American bubble. You've got no fucking idea how the rest of the world works. Yeah, guess what? In Europe, you can be white and subjected to all sorts of shit, even though you're white. And this is the conversation about whiteness and what whiteness means, what it means to be white and all that stuff. But they don't think about that. They just look at it in very plain terms. That unironically, listen, that unironically, the only Marxist streamer to compare the material reality of Jewish people to... Wait, who is comparing Jewish people's reality to hurt feelings? What are you talking... I'm not doing... When have I done that? When did I do... I've never done that at all. There's even a meme I saw about this. And it's that... You know the guy from Gustavo Fring? I think it's a Far Cry advert where he's laughing and then he's got a serious face, right? There's even a meme about this that exists, okay? There's even a meme about this that exists where it's like a European person. Look, I can't remember what the meme is. But anyway, the point they're trying to make is like Romani people, travelers, etc. These are all people that are treated very badly despite a lot of them having white skin. They genuinely are the victims of like systemic oppression that exists. There's legislation that's gone through recently that's had like a negative impact on travelers and whatnot, you know? Anyway, that is a relevant meme, and that's what people are trying to do. That's what people are trying to do. They're trying to justify being shitty to people, you know? They're trying to justify people being they're trying to justify being shitty to people under the guise of, oh, well, it's, you know, it's fine, isn't it? It's fine to do this. And then Hasan is like tripled down, quadrupled down, you know? 2 mods randomly got banned off this platform for saying the C word. And every pasty baby worldwide that has debated for white people saying the N-word is losing their minds over how using C-word is a hate crime. Are people saying this? Is this like, I disagree with this. I don't think it's a hate crime or whatever, but is this what people are saying? I've not seen anyone saying this. I'll be proven wrong, of course. If you've got tweets of people saying that, you know, the N-word and the C-word are comparable, let me know, and I'll look at it, obviously. Yes. Self-flagellation for the sake of attention. People cuck themselves on it. Who has seen it on Twitter, right? Who has seen this? Listen. Who has seen this where a black person is like, you whites better start paying me some reparations, and then you got these weird ass white leftoids in the reply that are like, yes, mistress, what's your PayPal? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Holy shit. Yeah, there's that Channel 5 clip where he's going around and going, oh, yeah, well, I'm black. Can I have some reparations? And they're like, yeah, he's $20. Like, fucking based. Listen, I don't want to show stuff with the N-word on stream because I don't know how, I don't know, you know. Also, it's going to go on YouTube and I don't want to make more work for my excellent editor. And then we've got some weird takes about this word, the G word. I'm overabundance of caution, okay? Overabundance of caution. Lamau, the same people who try to turn that word into the G word are trying to do this with the C word on Reddit. Anyone who thinks it's a racial slur is to start calling it G word going forward. It's identical to the C word, the R word, and even the K word. Yeah, let's go! I'm going to start censoring every word that might be offensive. That's what we're going to do. It represents a certain type of behavior, political attitude. So what I'd say is that originally it was used to refer to people that were leaving Cuba after Fidel Castro got into power, right? But I don't think that's how it's used now. I don't think it's how it's used now, is it? Because in order to argue that, you'd have to say that the person that you're calling that is specifically someone that left Cuba on the freedom flights, and you're a Cuban exile who was a capitalist who profited during the pre-Castro era. Unless you're referring to someone of that nature, I don't think you can say it's like, you know, like, I don't know. Like, there's quite a specific definition there that you ought to be using it if you're trying to use it like that. But now people are using it against people of a certain race and being like, oh no, it's fine. It's not a slur. It's fine. Okay. I don't know. Kind of weird, isn't it? Kind of weird, champ. And even people saying it's not a racial slur. How come it only ever gets used to refer to Cuban people then, or people of that sort of descent? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird that it gets used in that way specifically. And again, we get back to the problem of like, well, what is a slur to you then? Do you know what I mean? To be fair, Chud, I think the reason lefties use it is because they want to LARP as old Cuban lefties who actually fucking did something. I mean, true. Bit of a weird word for me. I don't use it. If someone used it in my chat, I'd be a bit weird, champ, you know? Yeah, Zanzi. Well, Zanzi, listen, I made this point as well. Can I, what about, Irish people, Italian people, the list goes on. There's people out there who aren't, who aren't like considered as much of a oppressed minority, but I don't think you could call them these words. Do you know what I mean? And the other example is Dario, obviously. Dario experienced this, where people were calling him the C word, despite the fact that he's, a refugee from the Bosnian genocide living in Denmark, or was living in Denmark at the time, which is really fucking weird, champ. My take is really simple, right? I think that if someone, expresses that they don't want to be referred to in a certain way, I think we should be, respectful of that and not refer to them in that way. I don't think that's too much to ask, is it? Regardless of who it is and why it is. And the other problem you've got as well is, even if you think it's a totally benign word, there's plenty of benign words that we will avoid saying in order to not offend someone, Think about dude or man. Some people don't like being called dude or man, and that's totally inane. You can use dude or man, regardless. But like, if someone says, please don't call me dude, I don't like it, most people, particularly leftoids, would be like, yeah, of course, no problem. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's not even necessarily about the word being bad in itself. It could just be that someone doesn't like being referred to in a certain way, and we should be respectful of that. I think that's fair enough. I don't see any reason to not, be at least somewhat respectful of how people do and don't want to be referred to. Do you know what I mean? It's just funny. It just goes back to like, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. If you're very sensitive, which is fine, you can be sensitive about stuff. It's not a bad thing. But if you're sensitive about particularly inane words that aren't really that big a deal in the grand scheme of things, but a big deal to you, I think you probably ought to be respectful of it the other way, because like, it's going to mean something to you, surely, in my mind. Right? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I just think people get really weird about this. And again, it goes back to like what I was saying earlier, of, people kind of like want justification, or the AOK to be shitty to people and justify it through some sort of like, progressive alchemy of, oh, well, it's okay because of this reason or that reason. And yeah, I just think that's kind of stupid, and I'm not really down with that. If at the end of the day you want to be a dick, like, it's up to you if you want to be a dick and how you want to behave. That's your choice, but just don't try and justify it. Like, there's literally, I generally am just against going after people based on characteristics, that they haven't really got like direct control over, or couldn't change even if they wanted to, or were influenced to, I don't know. It just seems kind of silly to me that we would be like, yes, these things it's okay to do it, but these things it's not. Like, I don't know, let's just have a bit of consistency, I guess. Right? I don't know. It seems odd to me that people choose to default to identitarian insult when the issue is with behaviour. Are they implying that behaviour is linked to race or ethnicity? I mean, yeah. And then if you want to start to give implications that behaviour is linked to race or ethnicity, you're starting to open a fucking can of worms there. Before you know it, you're engaging in fucking race realism potentially. So yeah, you got to be careful with that stuff for sure. Crypto, yeah, I agree with you. Just be excellent to each other, I guess, is the point I would want to make, With that being said, that is me covering that drama in full. So that's that done. If anyone disagrees, hop into the green room of my Discord and we'll have a chat and we'll hash it out, okay?